Okay, I'm joined by Dan. He is in Eastern Kentucky. And earlier, I put out asking for some good news, and I got good news with you. So, Dan, I don't know you, you don't know me. Someone on Twitter X put us in contact with each other, and you are you're building a tiny house or helping build a tiny house? Explain what's happening.
Yes, so I'm building a tiny house for a neighbor. It's a back up north where I used to live in Michigan. We would call it a shed.
Yeah.
It's a 12 by 24 structure that my neighbor Charlie had purchased, and he started renovating it into what he called an efficiency. He currently lives in a mobile home, 1970 vintage,
Wow.
literally falling in around him.
Oh,
And he wasn't able to finish his project due to health. He's pretty severe COPD.
oh,
And the trailer it's got mold in it. It's just not a healthy environment. And we're fairly new neighbors. We've only been here about a year now. And Charlie asked me, after watching me build my pole barn, he decided that I had some carpenter skills and wanted to ask me if I would be willing to help him finish this efficiency, aka we call it the tiny house. And I gave it some thought, and I was like, sure, absolutely, I'd love to help you get this done.
I have some video. While you're talking, I have some video up on the screen. The pictures you sent me, I'm putting those up there.
Yep. So, the original thought was, Charlie, he's not employed, he's disabled. His income is very meager. And the original thought was he would pay what he could, and myself and my wife, we would, help try and fund this project. And it quickly dawned on me that if this project was ever really to become reality for him, funding would be required.
Yeah.
So some of my followers on Twitter or X suggested that I do a crowdsource, and I did. I used kind of Give, Send, Go.
Yep.
Excellent platform.
Much better than GoFundMe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So are you still? I don't want to interrupt, but are you still? Can people still donate to that right now?
yes, the goal has been met. The goal is it's not covering all the costs. The GoFundMe was set up strictly for materials, appliances, building materials, everything, to build this home. My time and labor and expertise is all 100%, donated to them.
Wow. How do they find that on Give, Send, Go? What do they search?
I guess I would have to probably send you a link because I can't remember what the link is.
I'll put a link out for people later.
Okay.
So you're not charging for your expertise and your time. You're just for the goods and the materials.
Correct. Yes.
Wow.
And this is basically started with an empty shell. The current condition of it is probably nearing 90% done.
Wow.
It's going to have a full kitchen, full bath, and then the rest of the area is just an open living space. When I say tiny house, it is tiny. It's a 12 by 24 structure. Yeah. It's about 288 square feet, but it's just Charlie and his little dog Peanut, so they should be able to be very comfortable in there. We've been able to supply all new appliances and, things that he's never had in his life. And he's in his 60s now. The man has never had a dryer.
Wow.
So he'll actually have a dryer. He doesn't have to worry about how to dry his clothes in the winter.
Wow. Are you doing you're doing the actual work yourself, the hammer,
yes.
everything?
Everything.
Do do you have friends or are there others helping out or?
My wife does help on when things that when I can't physically do it by myself. If I need help, she's always there to lend a hand, and she'll definitely be helping with the painting because I don't like to paint.
I want to ask you, and I'm in Michigan right now. That's where I'm at. I'm in Saginaw County, Michigan.
Yep.
I grew up in Metro Detroit, but I'm up here now and living here for a while. And I have to ask this. I'll have to ask. You do have the Santa Claus thing going on. People probably say that all the time.
Santa is real.
Santa is real. Why have you ever done anything like this before in your past? Just randomly?
No.
What got into your heart, or what made you want to go ahead and do this?
I let God guide me. There's everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
My wife and I retired from up in Michigan a little over a year ago, and we chose this area in Kentucky to live. And Charlie asked, God put us all together for a reason.
And that is absolutely true. And I live by that. And God put me in touch with you somehow. And what we're looking at now is, the pictures of video of what you've been doing. And I'm hoping that by highlighting your story, someone else can see it and be inspired as well, because we hear and see a lot of negativity, but there are really good people in this country.
Yeah, there are, and it really, it's, you have, you can have the government social welfare programs and everything else, but it's neighbors helping neighbors, it's people helping people. That's the key. That's gonna, make things get done.
It will. Yeah, that's amazing. And you said the give send go, so it met what did it go, I don't want to say went viral, but you had some good feedback from people on social media helping out, donating.
I did. When I put it out there, I really didn't know what to expect, and I can say that I am blessed to have some really, really terrific followers on social media.
Same here.
They took care of it in a heck of a hurry. Along with the Give Send Go, we did an Amazon gift list of things to help Charlie, get the new, gadgets and, a bed and sheets and towels and, that type of thing. So, the goal was when Charlie moves into this place, it's 100% new to him. He's got comfort in his life, and I would like to, just on the house itself, there is another gentleman on Twitter, who lives in Georgia. He is a custom cabinet maker. That's what his business is. And he stepped up and is building a set of custom kitchen cabinets for it. And he'll be delivering them from Georgia to here in Kentucky. So, it's just to see everybody come together to not just support monetarily, but the support that they give me through prayer, encouraging words, is pretty phenomenal.
I went to your X Twitter account. I just found it right there. So, wow, 11,750. But people can still use this because he's going to have expenses and so forth. And is that mobile home? Is that the one he's been in? That one in that picture?
Correct. That's the one he's in right now. And the tiny house sits right next to it. Wow. So once he gets moved into the tiny house, then the plan is to let's see if we can get that old trailer demoed and out of there.
Yeah, because that's not going to be cheap either to do that.
I think, down here you might find somebody that'll do it for the scrap.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, that's one thing about this area, here in Eastern Kentucky, it's pretty impoverished. The poverty level around here in the hills and the hollers it's really high. and there is a huge need for people to step up, and help out others.
Well, God sent you there, and that things happen for a reason, and that's why, I want to highlight more things, because the more positive people see, if it's just one person can get inspiration from you, then we just keep on moving. So I really appreciate you for doing that, talking to me in in short notice, but and not just this time of year, all around. And I guess, what would be your advice? A lot of times we don't talk to our neighbors, or we don't get to know our neighbors. I'm 48 years old, and growing up back in the day in Metro Detroit, my dad, my mom, we always talked to the neighbors. We knew the neighbors, but it doesn't seem like that now. Would you encourage more people just get to know who's around you?
Absolutely. I mean, especially if you have neighbors that are, elderly, older,
Yeah,
that may have special medical needs, get to know them and just be there for them if they need them, and not just the older people, but everybody.
true. And yeah, everyone is going through something. My dad always told me, you don't know what's going on behind the someone's closed door.
True.
Yeah.
That I always like to say, a smile and a kind word goes a long ways.
Exactly. Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. I will send you a link, and I will put this link on the content, and I'll tag you on X as well, so we can continue to just spread the positivity.
Okay. And check in every once in a while, and you should be able to see some. I'll probably be posting a YouTube video of the finished project.
I will share that out. Give me an email, or give me a message as soon as that up, and I'll share it out everywhere.
Perfect.